Hello and welcome to the Christmas Eve Mike Spur of the Moment stream. So, tonight I want to talk about one, happy holidays to everybody as we approach Christmas morning tomorrow. Or for some of you, it might be already Christmas because, time and all that wonderful stuff that goes on in the world. So, I wanted to do some more work on our wonderful Battlestar, but also just kind of take some time to wish happy holidays, have some fun, bring you up to date on what I've been busy messing with on this one, because doing all kinds of cool things and making things happen so that we can get this one done. So up on my CR10 right now, I'm actually printing a base to put this on to make it look, get to that finish line bit, because on the bottom, there are 4 points for 4 additional guns, and I want to be able to mount those. So I want to kind of work on that. That is going to take about a day to print, so we'll have that for the Tuesday night stream. I'll probably have already started painting it. I'm using the Battlestar symbol for the base, so hopefully that'll come out really, really well. The Battlestar has gotten a coat of varnish, sealing in some of it. I fixed the broken gun, and I've gone in and touched up all the kit bashing bits that we added earlier this week. So lots of progress as we get this one close to the finish line and start kind of bringing this one to the end of the... We've been working on this, 2.5 months, I think now? So we're kind of closing in on that final, where I'm going to call it done. And we're going to sell this one off. So fun stuff. It's going to be hard to see it go if it sells. But I know whoever does purchase it is hopefully going to love it. So, hey, JJ, welcome to the stream. Merry Xmas Eve to you as well. So that was kind of the fun of tonight, was just, waiting for Santa Claus, waiting for the kids to go to bed. I figured, you know what? Why not, give someone, help them through that time of, man, I just want to go to bed, but I can't. So kind of working on that. But you guys ain't here to see my ugly face. You're here to see the model. So let's hop over to that. So you guys can see we've got a coat of varnish on it. We're going to start working on the weathering of this beautiful ship. So the guns are on there. This has all now become the same color, where we added all the kit bashing parts here. So JD, I used a CR10 Max to print this one. This one was printed in 10 different pieces, all at the same time on the build plate. So it is a very 450 millimeter by 450 millimeter, I believe, is the build plate. So it is a massive... It is a massive printer. That's the printer that I print chest plates in one piece. So it's my biggest printer in the shop, and all the parts were arranged to print out. This was a 16-day long print to do that. So I appreciate it, JJ. This has definitely been a combination of many things, because I know on the first night that we assembled this, I told the backstory of this model. Was it originally wasn't even meant for me. This was printed as a commission that got canceled when it was almost done printing. So I boxed it because I was like, oh, whatever. I'll come back to it, or someone will want one later on. And I just boxed it, put it away. So we moved here to Savannah. And I came across the box, and I was like, you know what? That's going to make a fun thing to just build over time. And here we are, nearing the finish line in it. One more print is coming to be the round base that will go underneath it, and just make this one finish out what it's going to be. So I'm excited to get there. There are a few things we need to do. We need to go through and kind of grime her up a little bit, and we got to get this symbol here done, which I have a new idea that I'm going to approach, and I haven't worked on yet, but this is kind of in my plan for tomorrow. And then we kind of want to grime streak a little bit and kind of make her look like she's been through, seen some stuff. So, but I do have 4 more of the guns that will actually go underneath the flight pods. Stealing the parts from Missouri, you can see that I added in a few more. They've gotten some down on the flight pod, and those 5-inch guns underneath really have added and kind of finished out her detail. So model kit bashing, stealing parts from a Star Destroyer 3D print. We've done a lot when it comes to this build. And I've tried to restrict a lot of the time that I've spent on it to working on it here on stream. But here lately, I'll do a section of it, and then I'll do the rest of the ship off stream. So that may be what happens here too. But I kind of want to I'm going to work with some streaking grime, and I'm going to work with some of the dirty down rust to kind of give some aging and weathering to the ship. Then we're going to turn it around, and we're going to work on that battle damage section back here. And kind of really start giving her the final layer. Now, the reason why I wanted to varnish this before I did this was because it makes it really easy if I mess up to just wipe it away and come back. It's not going to disturb any of the paint underneath. That's why the coat of varnish was so important before I started this process. So, yeah, I mean, I like to think we're approaching the finish line. This thing will go out on the Rise 3D printing shop, which is rise3dprintingshop.com. If you want to go take a look at some of the models I have up for sale out there, go for it. I actually have this unpainted in the 14-inch size, which actually, let me grab it real quick. So if you find this, go back to one of my older videos and find the link for it. Here's the original size of the print of that file. That's the original size. You guys can see I took my time. This one is completely just hand brush painted. It was primed and then I painted it all by hand. So yeah, you can see just the level of detail is fantastic in these. But I do have unpainted versions of these for sale out in the shop too. Some that I've done the gray and I've done some of the red highlights. That's out there too. But this one has by far been the biggest trial that we've gone through. So and we've done a lot to bring this ship to life with just colors, filling, adding in extra detail to just make it look. Since the model was blown up, there was a lot of just the void space. Now, like these armor plates, not a lot I can do, but it's just one of those things. There's just a lot that went into making the ship look good. Using the Cricut to create the airstrip inside. Just a lot of bits and pieces. And now we're kind of take our time. I'm going to work specifically here to start bringing the muck and the grime into it. And to do that, I'm going to use good old cosmetic sponges. And I'm actually going to put a pair of gloves on because I don't want to stain my hands. So I'm just going to grab me a couple sponges. And we're going to start going down, getting this one streamed up. And also, guys, I want to reach out. We've had our first member join the YouTube membership. Shaka joined, and that is greatly appreciated. Go out there and take a look at that button, and there should be a join button right below the video to take a look at the tiers of the membership and join. Some special features and stuff are there. So if you guys do care to join and back the channel, it is greatly appreciated. You know what? There's my gloves. Good old Harbor Freight gloves. And basically what we're going to start doing is kind of just griming to the back. So specifically the areas I want to grime are here here and some in here around these mechanical points, maybe a little bit off the coloring and a little bit here off these upper pieces. So that's where I want to specifically look at the grime and the rust. I want to definitely look at the rust at these sections like here. And I know the camera doesn't show it well where it's these circular parts that could have been airlocks where air and moisture has escaped and gotten on the metal and caused rust, which seems kind of odd in space, but you know, So, but like Dirty Down Rust, you can find this out on Amazon. It is expensive, but it works. Oh, it works. And Streaking Grime from AK Paints works really well too. It colors on great, wipes off nicely. And of course you got to give it the shake, 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 shake. So kind of one of those things, all things to work on. But I have found, I mean, just looking in the cap there, that color is just fantastic. And actually, I'm going to do some of this first with a brush because I don't want to get it too big. So what I'll do is I'll brush it into kind of where I want it, and then I'll wipe it away. You can see just kind of the little bit of additions that I'm putting in is kind of driving in. It's driving in a little bit of extra color, giving a little bit of dispersion. And contrasting. But the model was just kind of lacking in that pristine look. That just kind of makes it look nice. And using a sponge to pull it kind of gives the metal just a little bit of patinaing, a little bit of different look. Actually, I need to move my wet palette. It's in my way tonight. So this is the Dirty Down Rust. And I'll also be using the AK Streaking Grime. So right now I'm just working with the Dirty Down Dust. You guys can see it just lays down so beautifully. I love working with this stuff. It works just really well. It gives a great color, especially for rust and stuff like that. It just gives a great color. Hey Douglas, how's it going? Merry Christmas, man. And like I said, tonight on the stream, I'm going to focus just here. and probably on this top side, and I'll do the patinaing of the rest hopefully before Tuesday, where hopefully we'll finish this one out. We'll call this one closed when I've got the base printed, but we will see just kind of how that works out, because Monday I'm out of town all day. So but just kind of gives some life. Tomorrow I am going to church and spending the whole day here at home, where hopefully I will, get some videos pumped out and ready. Because yeah, you guys didn't get a video yesterday because I have just been crazy busy, which a lot of us are, thanks to Christmas and stuff like that. But you guys can kind of see how that 30 down rust is just kind of sitting in there, getting in here, making it look like, some moisture was here and it got splattered back. It's kind of the look I'm going for because, the ship's been out in space way too long is kind of where I'm going for. And these exposed components. All right, I'm gonna pause with this and I want to do some work with the streaking grime. All right. There's kind of the color of the streaking grime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sponge. I'm going to grab some of it. I'm just going to pull it across the panel. I'm going to take the other end of the sponge, just kind of wipe it all away. You can see it's kind of bringing in that color. I know the camera just glitched, but it's just kind of bringing in a little bit of different color to these panels. And it's kind of just giving it a little bit of life that it didn't have before because it was just a flat color. And what you can do too is take some mineral spirits and kind of pull against this as well. Like here, it's just unusually brighter. I'm going to come in with the grime and just streak it. And it just kind of gives, whoops, moved a gun. Just kind of gives a little bit of life across the panels. Makes them a little bit discolored, gives them a little bit of changing. It really just kind of makes that pop out. Yeah, I'm really liking that with the rust. So yeah, that streaking grime, it really kind of does pull in. It's kind of giving it a dirt look, which I am really kind of starting to dig. Look here, I'm looking for my Pentaline accent color. So this can be fun to work with too. And welcome everybody that's joined the stream. Go ahead and tell me where you're at tonight. Tell me where everybody is out in the world today. Basically, I'm using the panel line to kind of sit in the panel lines, darken them up, giving them a little bit more pull through for the ship over the underlaying silver. But you can really kind of start to see the way it's pulling in the color. Oh, you're only, JD, you're at 29. I'm sitting here at, I think I'm sitting at 27, so I'm not too far from you because I'm here in Savannah. But yeah, this weather's been definitely unique. But yeah, this panel line stuff, I love working with this stuff. I use it a lot when I'm working on Federation starships. You guys can just see how it's sitting into the line, giving it some darkness, and pulling stuff into being darker. And the sponge just lets you clean up everything on top because of that varnish layer. So it comes in really, really handy. Kind of work through. Gotta be careful, a little careful around the red there. But the varnish, it just lets it roll right off. So the dark line stuff can settle in wherever it wants, and I can just wipe it away. I'm not wiping away the underlayer of the paint because I put the clear matte varnish on it, and it just lets me work here, darken these lines in comparison, and just pop the detail a little bit more. All right, let's get a little bit streaky grime up in here. Get a little bit up in the red there. Pull that streaky grime back in here. You can just see how it's changing the look of the model. Hey, Jeffrey Trainer. Sioux Falls. Oh, balmy. Yeah, I bet you are frozen, man. I bet up there it's cold as can be. I've been to Sioux Falls around this time of year. It was a couple years ago, and I've been to Sioux City, not Sioux Falls. But yeah, I bet right now you guys are icicles. Welcome to the stream, though. So we kind of just spend some more time grunging up our once beautiful looking Pegasus. And of course we gotta kind of grime in around the gun a little bit. hop over and get this one too, kind of grime her up a little bit. I got to be very gentle with these because I don't want to break another one. I have more, but I don't want to break another one. All right. Back in with some more rust in here in the center section. Kind of start pulling that in. So what do you guys think of our Pegasus so far, especially the new ones joining us? This has been a very long process from a white 10-piece print to this beautiful looking beast. A little grime always helps everything, right? You know what? We may do the entire hammerhead tonight. We'll see how far we get here. Because I got to do this, griming the engine. You can't see where my hand is back here. The engine is going to be, oh. But you can already kind of see the different changes between the two sides, the discoloration of the dirty down rust just going in there. Dirty down rust is really awesome when you need a cool rust effect really quick. It works really quick, really fast. And like I said, with the matte varnish, I could come in with a little bit of mineral spirits and just wipe it away if I decide I don't like it. The panel line, get really pulling in the darkness of the lines now, kind of getting that addition in there. I will admit, I do love all the little flat cannons. I thought that was a great touch the other night to getting this one just kind of looking mucked up. So we'll go back to the dark panel line, and we'll start going down these panel lines. Maybe we'll do some of this front section kit bashing parts I added on here. Maybe we'll muck them up. And if you guys are in the Savannah area at all in February, there's a Savannah and Amazing Con. I will be there in person at a table. I'll have a booth. So that'll be fun. So if you're in the area or thinking about going, come see me. I'm in debate about going to the Atlanta Comic-Con in February as well. I'm taking some of this kind of stuff that we've been printing and working on. So, because next week we may get to touch this wonderful StarCraft Space Marine. I don't know. We'll see. And the Enterprise E so far is still on the leaderboard to being our print to start at the beginning of the year. So we will definitely have to keep an eye out on that. And if that's the winner, that's the one we'll do first. So, which nothing wrong with that. I like the Enterprise E. The Enterprise E, while, you know, she kind of got poo-poo a little bit, you know, she's only been in the movies. Although, if you watched Star Trek Prodigy this last week, the Sovereign class appeared multiple times. So, if you guys haven't checked out Star Trek Prodigy, go watch it. This last episode was just wow. All the pullbacks and stuff have been just great. And I really kind of hate that the camera doesn't really show you the true effect that this dirty down grime rust, or at least from what I see, it doesn't really show the effect as much as I would have hoped. There might be me coming back and touching up too. I haven't decided yet how in love with this I am. There's a lid. But hopefully everybody's ready for Christmas and the family and time that it brings. And hopefully, if any of you are getting some cool toys, hopefully Santa brings you lots of hobby stuff. All right. I'm kind of hoping you can see. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. Crap. That's an expensive fail right there. That's an expensive, real bad fail right there. Well, guys, there's the blooper for the end of the year. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Well, at least I didn't lose the whole bottle. Well, there's the first real stain on our mat. Oh, that's all right. These are meant for this. Yeah, I should have been more careful. It happens. Like I said, though, I didn't lose the whole bottle, which one of those things to be thankful for. All right. Oh, this is why you should put your lids on bottles. And actually, in all honesty, I should have had it in something similar to this, but it doesn't fit mine. So that wouldn't have worked either. Well, that's a bit disappointing. But as they say, stuff happens. So, oh well. We're not going to let it stop us. I'm kind of hoping here. But you can kind of see now how it's tarnished it up compared to the rest of the ship. It really kind of brings that accent. It's not shining, glittering metal. It's been, weathered. And just so you guys know, this is the, I know it doesn't focus in really well. Here was the broken gun I was talking about. Yeah, actually, that's a video that's coming on a new channel, is talking about bottle holders. But, and I've replaced it. This new gun over here has taken its place. And actually, I'll show you guys on the bottom. Right there on the pod there, you'll see there's the two looking gun, and there's two holes in it. That's where the 4 other guns are going to go. And we're going to mount, after this gets mounted up on its stand, you guys will see we'll get to see the 4 additional big guns that are under her basically her belly weaponry. And yeah, I'm trying not to let that bug me that I did that, but that's going to eat at me. Because yeah, that shouldn't have happened, and it did. But that is what it is. Put you down, guys, back here so you can see what I'm working on. All right, you can kind of see I'm kind of coming back in with just the rust, kind of coming across the corners of the panels to create that effect that the rust has been blown back. I'm just going to keep going through here. I'll come back in with the panel line. Then we'll sponge more of the grime on and really just kind of muck her up, because she's been an abused ship of war. So, anybody getting anything really good for Christmas that they know about? I think I saw someone in here said they're getting a Anchor 5, which I've looked at the printer. I haven't gotten to try one because I'll be honest, my head's been more in resin land lately. Especially with the arrival of the 2 Mighty 8Ks that I got. I've just been having a blast with those printers. They've just done every job I've set those Mighty 8Ks to. They just sit there and go, hold my beer, let me print this for you. They have just been fantastic. I love Frozen. Their stuff is just fantastic, especially if you can find it on Amazon. It's really, really good. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to hear what everybody else out there is getting for Christmas. But yeah, that AK, that was a rook mistake, unfortunately. But it happens, even to the best of us. And I am not calling myself a pro by far. I just enjoy doing the hobby. That really bothers me. Just goes to show I should make a blooper reel, right? Douglas, you're not getting anything for Christmas? Ouch, man. I apologize for that. Well, you are, though. You're getting time with family and stuff like that. So always kind of keep that in mind. I always kind of have to keep that in mind, that Christmas time. You know, it's really a time for family and giving. Um, and it's hard because Christmas, especially as kids, we always kind of, kind of ingrained in us that, you know, Santa's going to bring me whatever I ask for. And then you get to be an adult. And it's not so true. Because Santa, we learned the truth about Santa, even though Santa's probably still running around out there. Probably still a real thing. But, you know. So, the M3 Max, I've had nothing but problems with mine. Uh, Even switching to the frozen profiles and stuff, I'm really kind of disappointed in the performance I'm getting from it. But I'm thinking my M3 may not have a level bed, or not a level bed, a straight build plate. So I'm starting to wonder if the build plate is my problem. Because I'll get like half my prints on one side and I won't get the other side. So I got to check the level of the plate and see if I've got a curve in it maybe or something. Might still have to adjust my profile a little bit to make that truly work well. I'm trying to be patient and give it a chance. So it's hard to when you've got these frozen printers that just sit there and go, nummy, 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 give me resin. I'll make you whatever you want. Because I'm working on a Green Goblin print that I'm really excited to bring from Wicked. That I plan on doing here along with the starships. So it's going to be very interesting when I bring that one to the table here. I know you guys can't really see. I'm just doing a little bit of panel line accenting up here. Then I'm going to turn her around and we're going to work on her nose. All right, let's turn her around. Yeah, that Green Goblin one looks great. Battlestar. So even if you went to go find the model kit from Mobius, this Pegasus model kit's probably going to cost you $200 some odd dollars if you can find it. I have one. It's still sitting in the box because I wanted to do this and then do that over on the modeling channel and then kind of show them side by side. But I'm really hoping this one will sell so I don't have to do that. I'm going to keep that bottle closed. Yeah, I'm really thrilled about the model because it's from Wicked, which if you guys go out there and take a look at their models, just wow on the stuff that they make. They make fantastic models. Their Patreon's only $10 a month. You get 2 to 4 models a month, and you get rights to it and everything. And they look just fantastic. Just kind of griming that area up in there a little bit. Kind of doing the same there. Gonna kind of let that set in. Kind of give that shadow in there. There we go. So you can see the difference from the ungrimed steel to the grimed. She is starting to look dirty, abused. She's been in space for too long. Now I just got to pull this look back through the rest of the ship. It's going to be really sick looking once this is done. And that's what I'm going to work on tomorrow. And probably Monday morning before I leave is coming through with more of the rust, making the ship look like she's been abused. And once that's done and I'm happy with it, it's going to be some spray primer or some more probably matte varnish. I'm going to finish the symbol here and done. Then all we got to do is the base, which hopefully will print up just fine, and I can get it primed tomorrow night, and then get this guy on its base, get the base painted on Tuesday night stream is kind of my hope, and then kind of keep moving on through as we keep working on these models. So I'm going to leave a vote out here real quick to everybody that's watching. Who wants me to go through and go ahead and do the flight pod? I'm willing to keep on working down the stream here, but I know this kind of gets boring and repetitive watching me do the same thing over and over again. But you can definitely see how that grime is kind of setting in, giving the panels different colors, different looks, and just kind of pulling out accents in the model, and just kind of giving her that wear and tear of real use that I was after. So you guys want me to continue with the flight pod, or do you want me to possibly switch over and start putting some paint on this guy? Or we can just talk 3D printing. I don't care. So what do you guys out there watching say? And also, if you're watching this, make sure you go hit that thumbs up button. Give us a like. Help us out here. You'd have to do it one part at a time for the Anchor M5's build plate, but yeah, you could do it pretty quick. I run my CR10 Max a little on the slow side because I want precision, and it's such a big print. Usually they're huge prints on that one. I want slowness. I want precision. I want it to take its time as it moves around. My CR10s, like I'm printing the plastic part of this base, it's going to take like a day. And I mean, it's a pretty big size circle of the symbol of the Battlestar symbol. So it's all preference on how fast you want to go. How fast is good for your printer for the level of detail you're after. Like me, I'm after pretty high level details, so I'll slow it down to let it move and give me really good detail. Try to keep as few layer lines as I can in it. The way I printed this, the layer lines are to my advantage with the metal plating. So it's kind of all kind of things you got to take into effect. I know over the CR10 Max, the Anchor 5 is going to be fast, especially if you print piece by piece. It's going to go really quick for you, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces that you'll have to print. So that's where it kind of becomes a drag on time. So it's one of those things you kind of got to keep that in mind as you print with this. So, hey, give me 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the stream. Merry Christmas, man. JD, appreciate it. Guys, again, if you're watching, go hit that thumbs up button. So we can get this out here more. And also, again, I brought it up earlier in the stream. If you haven't, consider becoming a member. There's 4 different tiers with all kinds of add-ons and goodies and stuff like that. Just helps out the channel, helps us fund projects like this, and helps me pay for mistakes that if you go back in the stream and watch earlier, yeah. Whoops. So what's the verdict, guys? You want me to go down the flight pod, or do you want me to start painting on the Space Marine? Kind of looking to you guys to point me in a direction here. I am fine either way, because guess what? I have to do this anyway. And the flight pod won't be too bad. In here won't be too terrible. The engine area is what's going to take forever to grime up. And then going through the underbelly. Now, granted, do I cheat? Yeah, I cheat off camera. I airbrush off camera. The boats are pods. All right. JD threw out an interesting idea. Do both. We'll tell you what, we'll go down one pod. We'll see where we are, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to pull her guns, because her guns are just magnetic. They pop right on, pop right off for easy transport. So I hopefully will not break them again. I do have to do the magnetics for the guns underneath the pod. I have the guns done. I just haven't done the magnets yet. So Lawada, I don't know where that's going, but let's start with the panels. Now inside the flight pod, I'm not going to grime up this time. But I'm going to work on the panels here. Let's get these panel lines popped out. What's cool is because of the varnish, I don't exactly have to be careful with the panel line. So, because I can just bring the sponge and just clean it all up really quickly. And just kind of really pull that accenting in. That was a Badger. It's a Solar 2020. Good little gun. Love working on it. But I'm waiting for the screen protector for my monitor in front of me here to arrive, the privacy screen. That way I can put it on my monitor, and if I'm airbrushing and stuff gets up on it, I just replace the privacy screen. I don't destroy a monitor. So it should be here next week. Just one of the things I'm waiting on to start doing more airbrushing. And that's what this is too, is it's the airbrushing station. So it'll suck all the stuff in while I airbrush. It's got the filter and everything to keep my air and me nice and healthy. So I've got a nice big compressor underneath. So, but the Badger is it's one of my favorite. I do use a lot of master airbrushes, especially outside for priming. I've got one that looks just like an air gun that works really well. I enjoy using it. So, but the Badger, that's my fine point airbrush. So, and like I said, once the screen protector arrives from my monitor here, we'll start doing hopefully more airbrushing here on the channel. Definitely the reason why I wanted it was for the airbrushing over on the modeling channel. So, because I'm still working on the first videos for over there to try to launch that here at the beginning of the year. So, because I just got the Lance here. Oh, I just got this today, the chain breaker Lance, to start painting on. So I love working on those Imperial Knights. So portable type C compressors. I'm not sure what those are. Now, are you talking about the compressors that are on the air gun for just that it's all in one unit and rechargeable? Because we have used those on the stream, and personally, I only feel they're good for priming. That's it. I have not enjoyed their use. Where my big compressor here underneath me, the variable speeds and control is just, I just like using it more. I do have a master compressor out at my paint bench out in the garage. That has worked extremely well for me. Yeah, I have one that's rechargeable, but that's about all I've been sent to use, and I just was not impressed. It seemed underpowered. It just didn't give me the control that I like with my airbrushes, especially with a double trigger. It just was, I just felt like it was lacking. It was lacking for me. So, I just haven't really seen back. I like my nice, oh, what brand are you? My no-name compressor. I can put a link for the compressor too out in the video description. So that I'm running. I think mine's about like a $200 compressor. It's not horribly expensive. I just use my master one so much that it was just constantly running. This one has the extended tank. That's why I like my current one. It just has the bigger tank. It doesn't have to run as much. And it provides me the ample PSI for what I'm working on. All right, grime time. Yeah, I'll try to remember to put a link out there tomorrow morning when I go back and usually do the tweaks to these. So you can already see the change that the grime's bringing in. The panel line accent is popping all the lines out, making the colors look really well. Um, and just the grime on top of it. She's been in space and just has not seen a dry dock or a space dock in way too long. Kind of push some of the grime into the flight bay a little bit there. Oh, appreciate you guys all joining tonight. And make sure if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below as well. So make sure you're on there. You got that notification bell on so you see when I'm posting all kinds of stuff. I do appreciate everybody joining tonight because hopefully I'm making your Christmas night and all that a little bit better tonight. All right. So does anybody have any cool plans for this coming week? Is anybody off? Like I'm off all week and spending it with my daughter. If she gets to fly into Atlanta on Monday, I'm spending the week with her. Other than, Tuesday night stream, we'll be here. Don't worry about that. We got to finish this. So we have too much stuff to do on this for there not to be a Tuesday night stream. Now you see why I'm wearing gloves tonight. So appreciate the like, whoever hit it. Start gramming up onto the main body here. Now it's turning it kind of a greenish gold, which is all right by me. The ship's been weathered. It's taken damage. Hopefully might move over to the next flight pod here and work on that battle damage. Hopefully I've got enough streaky grime. This one. This is the 8th or 9th live stream. And live streams are usually about an hour long. So at least that much on air time is what it's had. 16 days to print. And just what I've been doing off screen is probably at least another 10, 18 hours worth of time that I put on this. So for a model that's honestly gonna leave, it's a little hard to feel okay that I'm gonna let it go out of here. But I mean, guys, when you build models, you work on it till you feel like you're done. Honestly, this patina, going through, putting on this rust, this extra detail, this is kind of the last step for me. The base, of course, is a whole separate piece, getting this on its base, and then letting it go to a home who may decide to repaint it for all I know. But honestly, you're not going to find another one out there like mine because, you know, a lot of people don't do the guns. They don't, one, print it almost 4 foot long. Yeah, I'm a little crazy on that one. Or actually, I should say 3 feet long. This one's just at 36 inches. Um, but I put a lot of time into my stuff. I take my time. I make it look nice. I work hard on it. But model building, it can be as fast as you want to take it, or it can be as slow as you want to take it. It's up to you. Probably a couple years ago, I would have stopped. I wouldn't have done this. I probably would have just left it alone. So I probably have at least 80 hours sunk into this of just painting and cleaning and assembly and painting more things for it. So I've been putting in a lot of time, and it's a labor of love. But you can see just the level of work, especially if you go back to the first stream, which I think it was Thanksgiving weekend, I released a mega cut of the first half of this. And actually next week will be the second half mega cut is my plan. If I can get this finished, that this will be done. And hopefully just looking totally cool. So I kind of bring the camera back in here. It's just going to be kind of finished. I'm going to do the black paneling through here, guys, and I think I may call it a night at that. Then come back tomorrow and finish this one up. So I may do this section here and then just call it for the night, because even I'm starting to get tired, because I didn't realize it was already almost 10 o'clock for me here on the East Coast. So now this one has been fun. Now, like the smaller 14-inch one, Jeffrey, that one, I probably have 30 hours in it total. But this big one, I have a ton of time in it. Usually if I bring something like this to the channel, we're going to go full bore. We're going to make it look hot. And that's what I hope you guys feel like I've done here, is this thing looks, you know, worthy to be mounted in your own living room, which, like I said, I have no intention and from day one, I said, I have no intention of keeping this. So, yeah. And Jeffrey, like I said, I do have the smaller unpainted one sitting out in my shop. So, for sale. This is what I like to do. I like to teach the printing, and I like to me, the live streams are me I showed you how to print it. I showed you the finished product. Now let's make it awesome. Just like this Space Marine that's been resin printed. I want to take it to awesome, and make it a finished product. So, and this is my time to get to know you guys, JJ. I appreciate everybody for joins these. Because this is me trying to dedicate time to people that want to be in the 3D printing and modeling communities. Because it's really awesome to find a good community to do this stuff in that isn't snarky. Because I've joined some Facebook groups and I've left because people are jerks when, you know, people are asking questions and wanting to learn this. And I'll admit, even sometimes I get annoyed and stuff like that, but you know, there's no reason for, especially someone just getting started. That's the whole premise of this channel, was someone getting started, they could learn, but also I learn from you guys. Because people have suggested stuff in the comments that have just changed my world. So, and make this even easier for me sometimes with the suggestions that they give. So, you know, I appreciate everybody, all the subscriptions, all that stuff. I appreciate everybody that joins into the team here and wants to help out and learn and help everybody. Those comment strings just make me smile. Trying to be very careful so I don't break any guns in here. But yeah, so definitely a change in her look. The patina, we'll have to get her name on here. But definitely a big life change to where we started this project, right? All right. I'm going to set this stuff off to the side because we're not going to have another blooper. I don't need to lose that much paint again because that material is unfortunately not very cheap, which really saddens me. I did that. That was stupid, but oh well. And of course the glove had to give up, so. Oh. Oh, that's why I like the 7mm over the 5mm gloves. And my hand's sweaty, so guess what's hard to get on now? Oh. I know this week is was a weird week because I streamed on Wednesday instead of Tuesdays, but guys, mark it on your calendars. Every Tuesday night, 8:15 Eastern, is when I try to stream weekly. So tonight's kind of just a bonus night because it's Christmas and I felt like chilling with my community for a little bit and just kind of making it look awesome. And chatting with you guys really does energize me. I really do like talking with you guys. But we've done a lot with her. I want to actually set this aside for a minute and just let it kind of sink in a little bit. Let's play with this guy. Now, this is done with, this was done in a frozen Mighty 8K. This is the frozen 8K resin that I used to print this. You guys can see it comes out really fantastic. And I do know I still have a few supports in there that we need to take care of. And for that, we're going to get the Sonic Saber out. Power that on. We're gonna go in here. See if I can get this in here tight enough. You can see them sitting in there. We're just gonna take the Sonic Saber. And you can see it's just like butter. It just gets rid of them. And just cuts them right off. No more supports in there. I love this tool. And this is cured resin that this is cutting against. You can just see it just pops off the supports. There's a few more that I missed. It just takes care of them. Like they weren't even there. Cleaning up the little pot marks. This thing is fantastic. So it just lets me get in there and cut the support out. And that's a cured support. That's not even a, fresh liquid resin support that it just let me cut off. But it just lets you get in here and just clean stuff up. All right, so we got rid of those pesky supports in there. So we'll put this guy back away. I'll shut it off just to be on the safe side. Now, if you're doing a bunch of that stuff on cured resin, make sure you're wearing a face mask and eye protection. Since I was only doing a couple, I wasn't too horribly worried about it. All right. So you know what? Let's get some color on this one. The web link for JJ for the model or for which piece? Because I haven't added anything to the description on this one yet. No, that's Caldor. I want McCrag. And I don't think I've opened that McCrag blue yet. Where's my other one? And apparently I'm out of McCrag blue, so we're going to use the new one. Unfortunately, JD, they're not. They're $250. My model store is rise3dprintingshop.com. But I will put a link in the description. Actually, I think if you scroll down, the shop may be there. I don't think it works on live streams, but I know it does on under the videos. The shop shows up. So. And of course, I'm going to go with the Rainer Blue Space Marines because those guys were just the top of the line here. I can tell I'm getting tired. I'm having problems holding the brush straight, but we'll start getting some color on this guy. He's kind of the bonus here lately because I just wanted to work on one. Yeah, if you want to do this, if you want to get, especially like me, who's producing 20 printers or running constantly, the better tools speed up the process. So yeah, you want to get in this hobby. The tools get more expensive as you get deeper down the rabbit hole. Uh, and the printers get more expensive as you want to go faster and bigger and cleaner and 8K and there's so much stuff you got to work through. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole thing, underlayer in blue, and go from there. So, yeah, I kind of surprised my daughter today with Pokemon Violet. Since she's out in Arizona, it's kind of hard to give her presents on Christmas Day. So that was something that she could download today, and she was ecstatic. She's been wanting it for a while, and my expectation was her math grades had to stay up. She had to get good grades. So she met the agreement, so I bought it for her. She got home today and picked up her Switch and got the vaunted download time message that we all get when we get new games. So I figured I'd give it to her tonight. That way, hopefully the servers weren't so jammed. One of the things I love this Macragge Blue. After a layer or two, it just sharpens up really well, and then I can come back in with like some Caldor Sky and stuff like that, and then give it a good clear coat, and it just pops. The micro sanders, yes, JD. Oh, come on. If you're talking about one of these, yes, I love these things. This is the Microlux one from Micromart. They run about $80, and they are fantastic, especially for cleaning up stuff like this. They work really, really well. I really enjoy working with them. They're just really nice precision machines. The other thing that I have started using, especially in my FDM models to get rid of mold lines, is the Bondo glazing putty, which there's going to be a video about that coming up here pretty soon. So then my Mr. G polisher, I love that tool on my resin. So it works really, really well. The Bamboo Labs P1. Yeah, I've seen it. I have not gotten to try it yet, though. My next big thing is going to be some laser engraving. Because I've got the two laser machines, and I just haven't gotten to... Now that my shops are kind of finally getting in place, I'm looking forward to actually getting some laser engraved parts and different things like that. Debated doing an airplane, but that Microlux one from Micromart, it may be $80, but it is a lifesaver. I love it, especially if I'm working with the glazing putty. It works really, really well. on sanding that down. So yeah, those Microlux ones are worth their money. They're worth their weight in gold. So highly recommend it. The Mr. G polisher, especially if you're only doing resin, it is fantastic. It runs like 25 bucks. It basically is a toothbrush, but it works really well on resin. Especially if you're just having to do some fine sanding. It's a handy dandy tool. But you guys can see just that McCrag over that primer, that McCrag blue is just laying down really nice. And just coming together really, really well. And what I'll do too, again, these panel lines, that panel line, the Tamiya panel line stuff will get dripped in there and really pull that back to a darker color. And just really make this thing pop and sing and just look really, really good. When I come back in with the metallics to the Under Armour, it's just going to be so much fun doing that. But this blue is just kind of there's a lot of coverage for the blue. I like the underlaying black, especially if I'm bringing in a metallic, because the metallic's just going to pop on top of it. Especially the silvers. I love silvers on top of blacks. But sometimes with this McCrag blue, you definitely got to do a second layer. But yeah, there's a lot of cool tools out there. I just got a Win. It's a belt sander that's about a 1/2 inch. Kind of looking at that too, especially on like my armor pieces, to kind of help speed up finishing time on the armor pieces. You just got to be careful because the belt sander generates a ton of heat. So you got to just take it little snippets at a time. But when you're going over like a layer of Bondo and stuff, those can be really, really handy to speed up the process as long as you take your time. The key thing that a lot of people get impatient and they stop taking their time. And it makes this a lot harder to get good looking models because you've lost your patience. So one thing I've learned about just my experience with painting and stuff like that, it tempers you. It makes you patient. And that's one of the things. And if you're going to be 3D printing, guess what? Impatience can be a good thing. It can be a model killer. Because a lot of people get impatient with it. A lot of people struggle with 3D printing because it just takes time. And one of the things a lot of people think, oh, I bought a 3D printer, I'm going to do 3D printing now. There's a whole art that you have to learn, bed leveling, all this stuff that you have to do. And people just don't realize that there is so much that goes into getting a print like this. That it does take time and skill to get here. I kind of sound like I'm preaching and going on here, but I'm really trying not to. But it's an experience, it's a journey. I encourage anybody to take the journey and join along here because it is fun, especially when you get a print and you're just like, wow, I made that. It can be glorious. So this is Citadel McCrag Blue. You guys can see the Citadel paints just lay down. That's one of the reasons why I love it, is it just lays down really, really nice, and really kind of pops right out of the window. I'm wondering, is this going to be a better view? Not really. Let's try this. Uh-oh, you weren't supposed to do that. Is that better? Let's try that. Now, when I tend to build models, I tend to do one color at a time. Just kind of my style. Some people have to rotate colors so they can keep going. It just kind of depends on what works for you, is what you should do. There's no right, wrong paint style. It's what looks good to you. What do you like how it looks? That's the kicker. That's what has to be right. That's what has to be right. I'm not so happy with Nolan oil lately. They changed the formula on Nolan's oil, and it doesn't work as well, in my opinion. So Citadel can be pricey. There are definitely more pricey ones out there. I need to do a video on this because I've got Chimera, I've got Citadel, I've got AK, I've got Golden. So, JJ, for your question, yes. For resin, I use Shinto Box Pro is what I use. And for filament, I use Cura. I'm still on 4.13 for a lot of my stuff. I need to get up on the 5 version. But I got some firmware stuff I got to sort out before I make that jump. I've got a few printers that are behind on their firmware, and I just got to get it updated. So still a lot of work to do, a lot of stuff to bring in on that. Glad to see I'm not alone, Doug. Thank you for chiming alongside me there on the how you guys paint. So yeah, Citadel is a good paint. It's not always my favorite. AK is really, really good. Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl. I love their dark silver. Their dark silver is so great for an underlaying mechanical or for that dark metallic look. When gunmetal's not dark enough, I really like the Pro Acryl's dark silver from Monument Hobby. AK is just a really good brand, especially their intense colors work really, really well. It's kind of your choice of what you're after, what you want to achieve. Because like I said, Pro Acryl, for their intensity, their skin tones, it works really, really well. Vallejo has really good whites. It just kind of depends on where you're going with it. And like this pot holder that I have for Citadel, I just 3D printed it and it works great. Keeps my lid open, keeps it from doing all the horrible things that Citadel paint pots do. Vallejo, I love Vallejo Air. Vallejo Air is just awesome. So these are from Magic Fly, but my favorite brushes, and I just got some new ones, are from Zem. I love these brushes. It's info at zembrush.com, www.zembrush.com. I'll put a link in the description below. I love these brushes. The handles are really well designed to hold, especially they're really pinpoint brushes. And they have a lot of good ones. This one's just a Magic Fly, but when I'm doing high detail, I'm in the ZenBrush, usually. Which they sent me those brushes to do a video on, which I need to get my button gear and get that done. Because, yeah, I haven't done that yet. And you notice too that there's black and white on this model. So when I primed base coat black. I primed it black. I've slid up to the desk so you guys can't see what I'm doing. I prime it black and then I take a can of white and I hold it just about out to here and I puff it one direction, like the light is hitting it. A lot of people will do this with ink. I think it's called zenithaling. It gives basically it's making the Macragge blue look a little bit different as I go over the black to the white, giving a little bit of highlighting and undertoning, which can be really handy when you're working on stuff like this. I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to finish up with the blue here on the legs. And then, guys, I hate to say it, but Christmas is here and I am probably going to call it a night. And what I may do too is use some Citadel transparent, blue transparent to really kind of make the shine happen to it. Yeah, I know. The dirty round rust, it'll go in this holder, but the grime, that was so stupid. I'm still kicking myself for that. So there's my blooper for the year, guys, is that nice stain right there that I'll have to remind me of what I did. Because you know what's going to happen now is I'm not going to have enough to finish the Pegasus. And I'll be open, there is no one around me that sells it. So that's kind of the worst part of it. No one around me here in Savannah that I know of actually has it in stock in store. So that kind of makes it a little bit more slap to an injury. So that'll have to be Mike will have to place a new order for it. Well, no, I mean the dirty down grime. To order a new one, I'm gonna have to place an order online and have it shipped. So the holders, I'll make the holders. I'll get Infusion and get the measurements and make one. You know, I keep seeing people say go use Lynchy. I do use Prusa Slicer when I need to break a model up or try to repair it, but um, I just I have everything configured in Cura that just works really well, and it works nicely for me. And it kind of helps keep that separation because I don't want all my printers sitting in a list uh, in an application, and I slice it for a CR10 and try to slap it in my printer, and I got to go back and redo the whole darn thing because I wasn't paying enough attention. So I think for me, leaving the filament and resin printer separate is probably good. A lot of people have hollered saying I need to go over there and use it, and you know, I have everything just humming in Shinto Box Pro that you know I just I don't want to make the change. So now will I go try it out? Probably. That's where I figured out Prusa Slicer is really nice for trying to repair models and stuff like that because I got a Prusa that I don't use enough. The nice thing about the Citadel 2 is you guys can see how it just lays down. It works really, really well. Um, I mean, that's one coat, and it's just killing it. Everybody is different on their slicers. As you learn and you get something figured out, like I have simplified 3D, and I think I've used it once. Because someone said I needed to go just use it, and it works fantastic. And I did not have the same results that I had in Cura, even though I migrated my settings and all that stuff. It just didn't behave the way I had hoped. So you guys can see just it's coming out really, really well as I kind of move up onto the upper body here. We're going to go for 10 more minutes, and then it's time for me to go do the bidding for Santa and get myself to bed too, so Santa can come and hopefully bring me cool, cool toys. Although all through the year, I've got nothing but cool toys. So I'm a very lucky and fortunate man that in my off hours, I get to do this and hang out with you guys. So that's always an awesome thing. And right now we're in the first stages of this model. So if you get something in a place that you don't like it, guess what? You can always paint over it. My favorite gray from Citadel is I love Mechanicus gray. It works so well, and I love the lead belcher because that was the primary color of the Pegasus was the lead belcher. And one of these days, I kind of hope to. This will be what I do for a living, but we got a while. We got to build, get that membership built, and get some more stuff done before that can become the true dream. Oh yeah, specifically we have Tate's chocolate chip cookies for Santa today. So I didn't plan that at all, ladies and gentlemen. I can't forget the butt plate here. He's got to have a color protected hiney. I mean, we already got the cod piece, so you know we're doing good. Yep, catch you in the next stream, JJ. Thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Oh, nope, I want to get a little bit on that thumb piece there. Yep, no skid marks for him. He's good. All right. So it's amazing what one color can do to a print, how it can change just the way it looks. When I come in with the silvers, the grays, and that gold on his helmet and that face color, and come in with the browns and the purples for the Zerg and the base, definitely want to make sure I highlight the gun shells on the base here. The base is going to be interesting because it's going to be purple because he's on creep. So it's definitely going to be really working kind of awesome. McFarlane does, JD. You are completely right. You are completely right. I have not finished this one. This has been a project I worked on over Thanksgiving. But you can see just the Citadel McCrag blue, the Retrober gold, the reds and stuff. I mean, it comes out really, really well. This is far from finished. This is still very much a work in progress for me. But yeah, I love the figures that the McFarlanes have done for the Warhammer stuff. I've got an Imperial Guardsman. I've got another Space Marine that I haven't painted yet, and I've got a Guardsman that I've got the model to work on. Plan to work on those on the model channel once that's up and running, because we're going to do live streams just like this over there too. So, but guys, I think that is a huge, I think that is a huge step forward. Getting him his first color. Next is the purples and the tans on the base, bringing the metallics, some gold, some gray into the gunmetal, and we'll have us a nice looking Space Marine. So, but with that, guys, I'm gonna finish up the stream tonight. Again, thank you guys for all joining in. Actually, I'm gonna switch to this. Thank you guys all for joining. I really appreciate it. Wish you all a Merry Christmas, whether it's now or tomorrow. And just, I really do appreciate everybody joining. Make sure you check out the membership, see if you want to join and support the channel, get your name run across the video screens. because every dollar that comes into the channel, your guys' view, watch the ads, that generates revenue for me too and helps me do this cool stuff. So I appreciate everybody. Have a Merry Christmas. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.